The shotgun running play call. He saw them at the 23. This offense is getting close to the red zone.
Trying by this offense, another big gain, and look at the defense. Huffing and puffing, hands on their hips. This offense is wearing them down both mentally and physically.
Looking for the end zone, has a lead. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Illinois. We've got a conference championship on the line here. What a start for the offense.
Man, I just want to give a lot of credit to the quarterback and the offensive line. They really set the tone here on this drive, allowing this offense to be able to make the plays that they needed to give them this lead here early.
Fields it just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled after a solid effort on that return. Let's check out the impact players in this game for guys that are going to have to step up and deliver. The teammates look to them. Coaches are counting on them today.
Chris, I think these are the guys that show the most consistency, and I think that's why we're showcasing them. They're going to have to be able to step up and not only make plays, and provide the leadership. Coaches told us all week that these are the guys that really are unique within this program, and hopefully they play well today.
Running play goes backwards, makes it 2nd down and 12 now. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Good throw to the left. Makes the grab and keeps the foot in bounds. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. Great play. A new set of downs after that completion. And now the handoff. Well, they try them little, but stuffed for no gain.
It was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their offense, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards off.
They make the stop, but the screen pass fools the defense enough to pick up 1st down yardage. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. The drive stays alive with that 1st down completion. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Run up the middle, but get nothing.
I don't know what the quarterback saw there. He should have pulled that ball out and tried to make a throw, but instead he hands it off to the poor running back, and it's a tackle for a loss.
2nd down play coming up for this offense. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Let's it go quickly. He's got it in the open. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about. So the offense chooses to decline the pass interference penalty, and the result of that play will stand. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. And he shoved out of bounds with the defense short of the 1st down marker. Illinois has the lead here. We'll check out the stats now for the open period. Here we go, first play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a 2nd down play. So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their 1st of the half. Here comes a crucial 2nd down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. From the shotgun, handoff inside. Slams right into a wall. They've got him for a loss.
Not only does the defense stack him up at the point of attack, but he was instantly pushed backwards. The defense was prepared to defend the RPO.
Hey, bro, why didn't you?
The senior quarterback throw behind the receiver. The decision is not to go for it. Fourth down. Here comes the field goal team. Got it. The field goal is good.
And that one, my gosh, I mean, it's almost too easy. Nice kick.
Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at 25. So they're fighting a lot of offense as I got on the field now. end zone the last time out. They'll do the same thing here. They'll run it here. It's the running back with the ball. First down and more. He's still running. Second after their defense cannot stop him short of the mark.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person who's carrying the ball can break off some big time.
Oh, down he goes. It's a sack.
Boy, that safety came way back on that blitz and timed it perfectly to get after the quarterback and eventually come up with a sack.
See if the offense can overcome that sack. Second and long. On the move now. Across the 40. He'll avoid the tackle down the side.
It is
It's like it's time to make the ball guys play. Even when niggas not wide open, they make the ball guys play.
First down. On the football.
I love to see defenses be aggressive. They dial up the hit on this play, brought the linebacker on the blitz, and they get to the quarterback.
Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Looking for the tail and it's caught. Defense makes the stop very close to a first down. Successful formation. It's third down. Try and muscle for the first down.
Crazy, bro.
Move the ball to the 36.
Niggas cannot make it past the
Players
fucking
down
line.
injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. Illinois getting set for the first and 10 now.
That's the rich man's thing. Look at it that way.
And that running back's got it again. And he will be stuffed for no gain. No gain there. This defense is getting sliced up in the prime. They push back that time.
Yeah, kind of that bend but don't break mentality by this defense. They have been giving up some big chunks here on this drive, but let's see if a stop like this can give them a little bit of confidence here. Now trying to pressure the quarterback on these upcoming plays.
We come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but need this crucial conversion right now. Just trying to get rid of it. This one's going to fall incomplete, brings up fourth down. So the decision is to go for it and settle for a point. Here comes the field goal team.
It was you, but like the way
And
I
he's leading from 50 yards out, showing off the deep range.
This guy had plenty of leg here, too. Chris, remember the days when a kick from 50-plus was a major accomplishment? Now these guys knock these out like they're almost automatic.
Oh, he's got a brace here. Look out. They finally get him, but that's a great return. The last line of coverage guys just able to corral him, but a great spot to start this drive. Offense back out there trying to get something going. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. Running back grabs it on the screen, and the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion. The completion makes it second down.
A lot of times this can be a tough play to defend because you're so concerned with getting pressure on the quarterback. But here the defense does a good job of coming off of coverage and chasing down the receiver.
That's a big gainer there. It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Chance for the offense to take the lead before the break. Pass complete for a first down offense. Gets a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Bringing pressure. Traveling for a sack.
Well, you got to do a better job with your fake as the quarterback. The defense did not bite at all in the play action, allowing them to continue to come after the quarterback and come up with that sack.
They'll just throw it here on second down. Fires into the wideout. Pulls incomplete, rolled up by the defender nicely that time.
That might just seem the same. You got to make sure to give your receiver a chance to be able to come down with a catch in bounds because in today's game, man, these receivers make catches like this all the time. And if you put the ball out of bounds, you're not going to give them that opportunity.
Looking for the wideout. Oh, he makes the catch. Tackle quickly after the catch, but the ball moves all the way to the 30.
What a clutch play here by this offense to convert on third down. I know it's still early in this game, but the fact that they dug themselves a hole to convert there and keep this drive alive, they 2 set of downs and a chance to dig into this lead.
That's a solid gain for the defense able to bring him down. They'll crank up the tempo here with the clock ticking down. Second down. Looking to scramble.
Yes, full catalog. And this is going to be.
He's going to lose yards there. Force out of
They're not
bounds.
playing fair talking about running back.
Great job by this defense against the screen. Quarterbacks trying to beat this defense. Seemed to me he was underestimating the speed of that pass rush. Good job of bringing it down for that sack.
Here's the slant offense looking to throw the ball. It's running across the middle by the running back. He made the stop, but it'll be first down for the 13. First down, clock stops for a moment, but no huddle here. They've got it. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7. Here comes the up-tempo offense.
You know, again, I'm not perfect. I just understand my purpose is.
Quarterback looking to throw it on 2nd down. Moves out of the pocket.
Because I don't think nobody
Bought some time, now lets it go. And that pass is incomplete. No idea who he's trying to throw it to. This is crucial. Defense needing a stop on 3rd down, trying to force a field goal.
But I'm one of the people on the front line who seems like he's that. I mean, you guys played and you good now.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Looking to the end zone. And it's incomplete. Very near the goal line.
I don't mind this aggressive approach here by the offensive coordinator, taking a shot downfield on 3rd down. Now you can either kick the field goal or still have a chance to go for it.
And he's throwing for it on 4th down. Receiver makes the grab.
Like, what the fuck, bro? These defenses, man, fucking.
And they will take over.
Like, bro, I don't get it this season, bro. Like, nigga, y'all making every team just hard as fuck. It's like y'all don't want us
Just
to
time
go
for a
undefeated.
couple plays before the half.
It's like y'all trying y'all hardest for us not to go undefeated, bro. It's like, man, niggas just want to make it to the fucking playoffs. We just trying to make it to the playoffs, bro. Y'all in this
To
bitch
break
just,
down from a
it's like y'all
scoreline
hardest, bro.
in this Pac-12 championship.
There was no reason that we should have went into a fucking dog fight with Michigan.
Turning from inside the 5.
Mercy.
He stopped at the
Oh, no.
Good job by the coverage team. Offense makes their way on the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looks to the left, and it's complete. They get it down, but the game moves the ball up to the 36.
Boy, it's so easy to get caught up in the receivers and the quarterback, and your eyes get lost. Forget about the running back. Nice catch and a first down for this offense.
They'll run it from the gun. First down, looking for more now. Went down, but it's past the line to gain. Back-to-back chunk plays to begin the drive. The defense on their heels. Off an RPO, the quarterback goes to his right. Breaks one tackle, gets brought down, but picks up some decent yardage. Looks like a man is down in the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Important 2nd down play coming up. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. Looks toward the sideline, finds the running back. Critical 3rd down play for this offense right here. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. But it's incomplete. They miss an opportunity, and now he's 4th down.
Boy, 3rd down and short, they decide to throw the football, roll the dice a bit, doesn't work out. Now that you're at 4th and short, you got to wonder if this offensive line and this running back, do you run the football to convert, or do they try to go through the air again?
4th down, look at the throw for it. Finds his receiver, that's enough for the first down.
Boy, that conversion right there was an absolute dart by the quarterback hitting his receiver. And the ball comes out that fast to put so much pressure on your
Now my
defense
line just
to
came
locate the
like this.
football, let alone trying to get their hands on it.
Looking to pass here on 2nd down. Goes to his right side there for the completion.
Like, bro, it's just crazy how this defense is fucking insane. Like,
8th play of the drive coming up.
oh,
Long way to go on 3rd down.
So my biggest pivot was just started that on myself. Believe me, right?
Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down.
Bro, that shit is insane, bro. It's like, nah, my line just can't block.
You squeeze the life out of
Like,
this
I upgrade these niggas every single year to just the block. I upgrade these niggas every single year to block. And now niggas just can't block. When it come down to, like, bro, for the end of the season, niggas just can't block. Like, it's been the whole end of the season, bro. Niggas just been on bullshit, just can't block.
Out of the shotgun, he hands it off.
Let's go, man. Not the defense, that's the offense been bullshit. Not even my fucking receivers or my fucking quarterback. That's the fucking
Second down, we're going to throw it. It's a short completion to the big tight end. Brought down, but both been tackled. It's a solid game there. Offense made in reverse here. Now a long way to go to get with this third down. Dropping back, we're going to throw for the first down. Running out of time in the pocket. Makes the touchdown score. Here he goes. Great move in the open field.
And he get the score.
Takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, fighting Illini.
That shit is insane, bro. Like, they really is really good.
That's what's so dangerous.
Like, that is funny as fuck, bro. They is really holding it right now, bro. Like, they letting niggas like, bro, NCAA know. They know when they're first they win. They know when to push that trigger.
It's Davis.
That's crazy, bro. You telling me now, nigga, my line been blocking the whole 8-9 weeks. Then out of nowhere, nigga, my line just can't block out of nowhere. The receivers just basically too fast for my corners. Everything just basically everything just fall apart. As soon as the fucking, like, the end of the season comes, everything just fall apart. Like, what the fuck?
He's getting ear hole. You better make some adjustments up front to give your quarterback a chance.
Hey,
Pick up the first time and spot it at the 38. Set it out after that completion. Quarterback making adjustments down what the defense is showing. Good throw, complete to the tight end. Tackle made after a big gain all the way to the 36. Still looking for that elusive touchdown, but finally this offense is moving. First down and 10. Looking to set up a screen pass here. They bring him down, but the back able to pick up some decent yardage on that screen. Second down after that previous play. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. Taking a shot deep.
And then it's a nigga right there. It's like, bro, that shit is just crazy to me, bro. And then they gonna call fucking holding?
I recognized that voice. I was like, yeah, this is what we did there. So from
The offense will obviously
Like, bro, that shit is crazy, bro.
the result of the play.
It's crazy how y'all be wanting these niggas to win. It's crazy. But it's okay. It's okay. Like, bro, you feel me? It's not gonna be too many more of these years that y'all niggas can just basically do us like this. It's not too many more of these years, bro. It's gonna be undefeated time soon. Y'all can have us forever. But once we start going undefeated, don't be crying, bro. Don't be crying, bro. I swear to you, I'll be crying when we going undefeated, bro. When we starting to get 5 stars now, it's over, bro. I promise you. Wait till we get, ooh, bro, wait. Just wait for it, bro. I promise you. Wait for that shit.
From the shotgun, drops back. Looking deep to the right side. Makes the catch.
Give me a play.
They bring him down.
It's cool. Y'all won. Y'all got this. Y'all got this. Like, bro, Illinois, y'all better be hard as fuck. We got the win. You got no timeouts? Damn. Man, this bitch like, bro. Talking about the run out, we ain't got no timeouts or nothing.
Well, sometimes you
Still already recording this. Fuck this all the way up. Bro, I get it, though. They wanted these niggas to win. I Like, I promise you, bro, once our team really get to that point, it's gonna be over for this shit, bro. It's gonna be over for the league, bro. Y'all had that shit. Y'all can have that shit, bro.
We got a hardware guy. We're gonna add him.
Y'all can have that shit. Because once it's that time, bro, I promise you, y'all niggas gonna start losing like a motherfucker, bro. And y'all niggas gonna be pissed off. It's gonna be over, bro.
Stop all that stress.
I promise you, we blowing y'all niggas out every single year in Illinois.
We got the Golden State Warriors. Dallas. We got the Mavericks. The Mavericks in Washington. Knox Marshall, Cooper Flag. Live. Clay Thompson. The rest of nobody. The Warriors got Chef honoring mention, Mother honoring mention, Horizontal, Anthony Melton, Draymond Green, Potts, Moody and Luke, G.E. Dub. I said no, right? The Will do. The number 77 dude on the team, number 18 dude on the team, Spencer dude, the Pope, E. Santos, and I think that's everybody. Let's check it out. Another day, no
We
Curry.
gotta have a story, man. There gotta be a storyline.
Back by tomorrow.
Gotta make it to
So
the college playoff.
maybe we can see some extra clips to see if it confirms it.
Getting out of transition, they got 8 points in the paint. Golden State only has 2. This is Cryer, and it makes it 8 combined.
Cryer.
3-point
I'm trying to remember that. So it's saying the number 18.
And Marshall across the timeline. Gafford, out the flag, baseline drive.
It always comes down to a few key plays in a game like this, but to lose in overtime, just an absolute kick in the gut. Kick in the gut.
Man, I don't even know what our record is the last like 7 games, but I know it ain't good, bro.
Nice pass inside, Kate. A good look for Porzingis.
Top of the
A lot of opportunities, just, a lot of opportunities that we just failed.
Coach Chris plays like second time for these words. OT. Let me know the reaction request next after this too.
Right on two. Double on Thompson. Skip pass. Titus, step back, stay. Two pick and roll. Draymond said excellent pick there. Two and rolled off of the appropriate man. Ashley with the nice move right there. And go on Troy, send over to Ashton Thompson.
Yeah, guys, I mean, things obviously looking a little bit different out there without numbers.
Damn. Easy. Come on, Moody. Gotta get away from him, bro.
And now it's time to save up. Time to save up for the motivator.
Good hustle, good hustle, good hustle, good hustle. That's what I'm talking about. Way off back the defense. I like that. Spencer, you could have got that, bro. Yo, Spencer, put some more intensity up there.
Basketball, they were playing about 82 games.
My bad, what you saying? Oh, yeah.
Over the booty, losing by double digits. Bro, how we let the Mavericks with no Kyrie 70 in the first half of the series? Good take. Good take. 71-63. Marshall dude.
Why you didn't declare for the draft?
Man, Pies.
It's dumb as hell.
Pies, bro. Why the fuck did you do that shot? You know you didn't even get off the time, and for one, bro, you probably knocked out some random person, innocent person,
Yeah, bro,
in the
fuck
crowd,
y'all
bro.
niggas.
Comes to a close. Porzingis,
Short, top of third.
I wanna leave my team, bitch.
You're
Fuck
snatch
up.
back. Or not snatch, but snatch that shit from him.
Shit, man, you said it.
Moody. And then corner like a fry.
It was truly such a special night.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, Cooper Flag cold, bro. I told y'all niggas no fight. Come on, man.
Shout out to the 2 5-star that's coming,
Come
bro.
on, man.
Shout out to the 2 5-stars that's coming. Man.
Draymond even post that up.
He at the free throw line, the teardrop. The teardrop color. Everyone too many dribbles by flying on that previous possession.
Nigga, no inches, get the fuck up out here.
Hey,
Nigga, inches, get the fuck up out here.
Warriors with 25 assists on their first field goal attack for Vegas. Utilize and take advantage of the
Zion got 16 and 5 so far.
Really?
So why do I go red?
Really?
But at a certain age, did feel like it's a possibility. But just the big guys, how hard it is for one person to make it to the NBA. And then you've got 2 in the same family. I mean, truly, the athletic and the talent takes to do something like that.
Yo, it's a tie game. That's what I'm talking about.
good job stopping the basketball to the best of their ability. And on the offensive end,
Playing some real shots.
how do we make adjustments when we haven't followed the game plan? We're on the game plan now. There's Brzezinski, couple of head fakes.
Good head fake. Oh, solid.
Well, that takes it to the half court, but that was the game plan. That's what you say.
Gotta step out of it. Gotta step out of it.
For Vegas, the back down, the turnaround.
And what?
Here's another turnover.
We running. Moody and Moody. Ah! Take that in my sleep. Good shit. And we up. 109.98. Nice. Top of the fourth.
Here is Clay.
Clay trying to show off, bro.
Santos with the stick.
Good pass. Go.
All these quarterbacks ass hell. Like, bro, what the fuck? Where's the cold quarterbacks in?
Nah, Clay feeling himself, bro. Good hustle. Santos swing pass. 113, 108.
No, back tap in the hands of Santos. Green makes the play.
Go!
Well,
Let's go. Start to get a blowout. Our favorite.
Arsenal to Denver.
Watch those.
Knock that baby down. Confidence not really there on this shot.
Oh, that's a foul, ref! And he pushed up.
Please don't stop. Ball game. Flag for 3.
He's the only quarterback that I like. I need to go.
Moody. Hit it. Got it back. Come on! Let's get it! I would have given 1 or 2 of those.
With the
Let's see what y'all got for
No, we
the
not selling, bro. Like, come on, bro. We were just up by like 10. What the fuck going on? 6 7. Whoa, what the fuck? A buck 16.
Not bad.
They edited it down. It's 8.5 left. It's tied. Shit, I ain't gonna lie, you might get fouled. Flag. Pass to the marshal, dude. Brick! Time out!
I'll give you some. I'll give you
Order any time
some
in the clock. 47! Let's go! No, I knew I wasn't tripping. I ain't gonna lie, just giving anybody a shot that shit. I think everybody scored 3. For the what? Yo, you fucking Santos. Are you fucking serious, my nigga? What the fuck was that, bro? Bro, you can't shoot the ball when you're inbound in the ball. What are you doing? Bro, that has been the worst alley-oop pass I've ever seen, though. Like, that has to be the worst alley-oop pass I've ever seen. How do you...
This guy just said it's sitting school. You sweet? Hilarious. It's an engagement. I'm going to make it be a great good shot. And he gets pass back. Impressive. She's my feed. How do those words? What you looking at, babe?
Cars on cars.com.
What's wrong with this one?
I just got promoted, so I'm looking for something more. Ciao.
No. 2 million cars, 2 million possibilities. Cars.com. Where 2 million?
Ah, so sad. That's the only quarterbacks. Oh, man. All right. Well, probably 2 quarterbacks that I
I'm
want.
going to class from wherever.
I get them niggas
This
game.
is my
Fuck
third course today.
Steve Boostman. But y'all 2 niggas at the bottom. I mean, y'all 2. Ooh. Y'all 2 niggas. I want y'all 2.
$5 off on DoorDash plus a shot to
Alright, we got quarterbacks over.
DoorDash.
Jerry don't even know what the fuck going on. We up. Let's get it! 2-possession game. Extra basketball.
Outside the Moody. Moody on the drive, nice. Hit the left. Flag. Taking up to Christie. Christie. Side step 3.
Damn, what the fuck?
Moments ago.
What the fuck happened?
Because we need.
Moments ago.
What the hell happened to Moody, bro? I thought he just missed a dunk like it was a Shaq blooper or something. What happened?
Step 3.
He just fell wrong.
Moments ago.
Rude feet. Wait, somebody say scored. Dislocated. Man, bro, there's no way he dislocated his knee right here, bro. I don't want to replay injuries if that's the case. We gotta see extra clips. First of all, let me see if this shit was dirty. Nah, that's eliminated. Yeah, nobody's near him.
Moments ago.
Wow, what the fuck? Bro, this shit happened so fast, bro. Bro said it's foul, no what? We gotta see extra clips, bro. Bro, Prater's the movie, bro. What the fuck? Bro, I thought he just missed the dunk, like. And bro, I'm actually mostly happy waiting to edit it right here because before I was gonna quickly replay and like kind of like, bro, like what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But bro, he's on a stretcher, bro.
Go. Moody. Embraced by Draymond Green. You know,
Damn, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Fucking game right now. I kind of feel some type of way, bro. This shit happened in the middle of overtime too. Damn.
Embraced by Draymond Green. You know,
Alright, so we up 137. Like, you know, win. Damn, bro.
I knew it, man. I knew if Polk went to the draft combine, he'd get up in there.
Yeah, I don't know
Man,
how
he
to feel
did.
about that one, Chad.
Our first player ever drafted. Israel Polk. He been here since day one too, so it feel good. It's Kenny. Oh man, this shit is real Polk. Our first player to ever get drafted. Wait, actually in the league now.
How y'all feel about that? For Zions, with the 22-7 boards, 5 assists, 23 from Moody. Then he had to be up front on the stretch. Whatever happened to Moody, we're gonna look at it in a second. Hope you guys linked it. But prayers out to him, man, bro. He's out of the stretcher. Like, it looks so obvious. Like, bro, I'm chilling. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, reacting to it. And it quickly edits it into him on a wide open fast break dunk. And it's like he lost control of his basic dunk. So I'm like, I thought it was just basic this. And they quickly edits it and he's on a stretcher. And then y'all think he dislocated it. Bro. And then, you know, positive 20. You see the rest of the stats right there for the man. 20 for gas, 32 for flag. Alright, man, bro, there's a few of y'all saying that, don't watch it. If it's that gruesome, I won't show it. I won't show it on my screen. I'll just move it to the other screen. Yeah, you think it's TOS? All right. So here's what we do. I won't show the screen because this is new to me. Like, bro, I'm not gonna show the screen, but I'll show my face. Regardless, bro, if y'all see me dislocated this week, for sure you can't show that shit on YouTube like that without getting demonetized. So I'm not gonna show it regardless, but I'll see it just to see what it looks like. Alright, if it's not, I'll show it on screen, but I won't show it on YouTube. Cut out or something, right? It up. Alright, we got flag, has no handles, brick center.
Warriors on top for the first time in 34-33 at the
Good defense.
Warriors lead at 6.
Good defense. Louis. Damn, man. Our players are dropping like flies this season, man. Like, why? You know what it is? Bro, I'm gonna also... I'll speak about that when we get to that part of movie 7, bro. But it has to do with playing with Adam Silver. I was already complaining about that earlier on throughout the season. I feel like Adam Silver is overworking our players, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's illegal to do in the United States. Like, you can't overwork employees like a certain amount of... Bro, there was a time when we were getting, I think, like 3 to 4 games in a row. And most of them are on the road, bro. So, like, the work-to-rest ratio, you know what I'm saying, is already low-key, like, you know, like... It was kind of a little sus, bro. Like, we're getting way too many, like, back-to-back games and stuff like that. Difficult schedule. Does Flag need to work on his handles, or is it just better defense by words? I think it's better defense. I think Flag has decent handles. I mean, he doesn't have, like, Iverson handles and shit, but they Todd wide open three.
Touchdown, so. But this
Draymond Green is a wide open three, floater, and layup to win the game. Pass the ball over. Damn, Green, what the fuck is you doing, man? Green had a layup. Nah, yo, this is sus. This is really sus right here, Jay. He's pulling a Ben Simmons right now. Why you ain't lay that up? Klay Thompson ain't gonna jump, bro. Or PJ wasn't gonna jump. Why didn't Porzingis put that up too? I ain't gonna lie, Porzingis, why didn't you jump? Why didn't you put it up immediately, bro? Klay ain't gonna block that, bro. We think about Megan Stallion later on. This nigga Porzingis is weak, so I'm gonna call that out too. You gotta call that out too, man. This nigga Porzingis, bro, he's 7'7" for no reason, bro. Bro got 95 for nothing else. Always loved his new play, Steph. Alright, awesome flip. And then, okay, so you have the Moody injury. So we get to the Moody injury segment. So for y'all that's on YouTube, y'all gonna have to see this on my Twitch live. So I'm gonna hit, take the record button off.
It's over? Here. Hold my like this.
There are 3 cardinal sins for every NBA general manager.
drafting busts,
This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play.
trading away Hall of Famers,
This is the most shocking trade in NBA history. This is the worst moment in the history of my life.
and overpaying or sending a ton of draft picks for mediocre players.
I mean, this is a great day for Brooklyn. We've got pieces now that we can compete for a championship.
But there have been plenty of GMs who made stupid trades, signed bloated contracts, and drafted bad players. But these GMs, they messed up the most and sent their franchises into years of despair. These are the worst general managers in NBA history. After he won his 6th championship in 1998, Michael Jordan quickly returned to the NBA in January of 2000, becoming the president of basketball operations for the Washington Wizards and a minority owner of the team.
I have an attitude about the way I play. I have an attitude about the way I win. My job and my responsibility with this organization is to see if I can pass that on to the players in those uniforms.
In his first offseason as an executive, MJ hired Leonard Hamilton as the Wizards coach, giving him a 5-year, $10 million contract despite no previous NBA experience. Hamilton got the job thanks to a friendship with Jordan and finished with the lowest winning percentage of any coach in Wizards history to coach at least 82 games. However, a poor season gave the Wizards the first pick of the 2001 draft, and Jordan could have gotten a superstar, as 65% of all players selected first overall became All-Stars. But MJ failed spectacularly, famously using the #1 pick on Kwame Brown.
With the first pick in the 2001 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Kwame Brown from Wynn Academy, Brunswick, Georgia. None could change our minds in terms of what this kid could do in the long range for the Washington Wizards.
Who would become a historic bust. After selecting Kwame, Michael unretired for the 3rd time and became a player for the Wizards, which required him to relinquish his ownership share and step down from his executive role, as NBA rules prohibited a player from being involved in team management. But Jordan was still the de facto GM of the team, and he didn't fare much better in the years that followed, making some very questionable decisions. For the final season of his playing career, Jordan traded Richard Hamilton for Jerry Stackhouse, in a move that was supposed to help Jordan the player, but hurt Jordan the executive, since Hamilton was 4 years younger and would have been a great player to build around. He also signed his good friend Charles Oakley, who didn't have much left to offer other than 6 fouls a night, and would finish the season with more fouls than points during his 42 games in Washington. After he retired for good after the 2003 season, MJ expected to officially return to his role as the president of basketball operations. But the Wizards owner, in Poland, had different ideas, firing Jordan due to poor results and bad internal relationships with the team.
Sometimes not being as successful is a great send-off.
But Jordan didn't have to wait long to get involved with
Mercy
the
is on the other
NBA.
side.
On June 15, 2006, Jordan bought a minority stake
I saw so
in
much
Charlotte
shit. I got
Prospects,
Netflix
becoming the
deal.
team's
Got
second
my own
largest
fucking
shareholder
university.
behind majority owner
But I will
Bill
say,
Johnson. As part of the deal, Jordan took
You feel
full
me? They are
control
up
of the
in.
basketball side of the operation.
I
Just
wish I
like
could
with the
look at the
Wizards, his
little
first
standings
major
right now.
decision was drafting a major bust.
Right.
In the 2006 NBA draft, with the 3rd
There's
overall
no
pick,
need,
Jordan selected Adam Morrison.
With the 3rd pick in the 2006 NBA
They
draft,
somewhere around
the
here.
Charlotte Bobcats
They somewhere around
select
here.
Adam Morrison from
Right now we trying to win.
Who averaged
The
28
good players,
points per game
man.
during his junior season at Gonzaga. But his game didn't translate to the NBA, and Morrison couldn't cope with the physicality.
He ain't gonna never be a top player. He'll never be a top player.
While averaging 9 points, 37% shooting.
got 2 5-stars though.
Rudy Gay, Rajon Rondo, and
This our
Kyle
first
Lowry
5-stars
were
to go
all
come.
better options in the draft. And Jordan already had 2
Richie
colossal
Uman.
mistakes under his belt.
Your dreams come true.
In the 2007
Fuck you
draft, MJ selected Brandon Wright with the 8th pick, who averaged
How the fuck is Wayne State still beating us, bro?
Could have drafted Joakim Noah, Thaddeus
That's
Young,
bullshit.
or Marcus Gasol. In
Niggas got-
In 2009, Charlotte drafted
Just because
DJ
they got one more
and
player?
Gerald Henderson, who were both solid players, but they were far
Fuck
better
is Wayne
options
State
available,
beating them?
like Brook Lopez, Serge Ibaka, and Drew Holiday. In
Here we go,
2010, the
Detroit
Hornets
Mercy
didn't
right
have a
here.
first-round pick, while in 2011, Jordan finally made a solid pick, selecting Kemba Walker 9th overall. But even though Kemba became an All-Star, Charlotte could have also ended up with Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, or Jimmy Butler, who were all drafted that year. And Jordan's mistakes didn't only happen in the draft.
Oh,
In
niggas
fact,
got motion.
arguably
Blue Mountain State got
worst
motion.
free agents. MJ traded for
Blue Mountain State got motion over there. I see
to sit on the
y'all.
bench for 4 seasons. since he only averaged 2 points per
Damn,
game.
I see y'all, boy.
He also traded for an injured Tyson Chandler.
Everybody be wanting to be,
Away
hey,
from
they
Phoenix.
must, boy, they must be sending niggas to the go house
Contracts to mediocre
all the time.
players.
As soon as you
But
basically come
Harris
down there,
Thomas Thomas.
nope, go straight to the go
Traded
house.
away Gerald Wallace.
Like, so what? We didn't even go to see the, we can't even go see the class movie shit. No, go straight to the go house.
And many employees complained about Jordan's
Like,
temptations to
damn.
make big swings in the
Mount
short
Pleasant,
term
Texas,
without
that's my
considering
boy.
long-term stability. And because he often hired friends and their family members, Jordan
Hey,
stopped
they
speaking
be
to
like
Charles
that.
Barkley, who openly
They be like
criticized
that.
his leadership on TV.
I don't know if he's ever going to be successful because of the people around him. I think he hires too many of his friends, and because your friends don't ever tell you no.
In 2011, Jordan decided to back off, hiring Rich Cho as the team's manager. However, Cho couldn't do much as the team hit rock bottom during the 2012 season.
Blue
when
Mountain
Charlotte
State is
finished with
for
a
sure on the road.
7-59 record, a winning percentage of just .106, becoming the worst team in NBA history. Jordan sold the Hornets for $3 billion in 2023 after becoming a
Oh,
majority owner
both
for
quarterbacks,
$275
no!
in 2010. And
What the
despite
fuck?
making a huge profit and securing Charlotte's future as an NBA franchise, Jordan's
Yeah,
era
I don't
was
know.
a colossal
I don't know,
failure.
bro.
Charlotte made the playoffs only 3 times during MJ's tenure, with 0 series wins, and got swept 2 times. And since he was perpetually drafting in the lottery, there's no excuse for being that bad for so long. Securing Jordan's legacy as one of the worst executives of all time. And even though
Yeah,
most
like
general
2 or
managers
3.
made personal mistakes across
Well, I had
the
it 4.
seasons, what the LA
Us,
Clippers
Wayne
managed to do in
State, Detroit
1976
Mercy, and Blue Mountain State.
Insanity. Back then, the Clippers were known as the
Oh
Buffalo
man,
Braves,
bro, these
and
quarterbacks
they were
is pissing me off, bro. Man, these quarterbacks act like they don't want to come.
Plenty of talent on the roster. See,
They act
the
like some
Braves had
bitches,
3
man. They act
Hall of
like they
Fame
don't want to
players
come,
in their
bro.
prime, plus a Hall of Fame coach.
Like, bro, I don't know why it's so hard for me to get a
1.5
quarterback
years,
right now.
They messed it all up with arguably the worst executive decisions, not just in
You're gonna
the
take the
NBA,
Penn
but in
State
all
quarterback,
sports. First,
Oregon
after they
quarterback,
lost the 1976 conference
Oklahoma
finals, the Braves
quarterback,
fired coach Jack Ramsey, who would go on to win the NBA
Florida
title
quarterback,
with Portland the very next season.
USC
2 months later,
quarterback.
when the ABA merged with the
We're taking all niggas
Buffalo
that's
got
name brand
incredibly
quarterbacks.
Moses Malone in
Y'all
the
went over there to these
Malone was
organizations
already
for a
out
reason.
of the NBA, but when
Fuck
it
y'all
came to
going
the
over there
Braves,
for?
they
Come on.
inexplicably kept him on the bench. And when Malone protested, they traded him just 2
God
weeks
damn,
into
this
the
nigga
season
not
in
hard.
exchange for 2 first-round picks. Malone would go on to win 3 MVP awards, 12 All-Star selections, and he's in the top 5 all-time in rebounds,
Damn,
and
man.
the
These
top 10 in
niggas
points.
hard.
The Braves and their general manager,
bro.
Bob McKinnon, weren't done there. McKinnon was hired by Buffalo in 1975, inheriting a roster with Bob McAdoo, the league MVP, and a 3-time scoring champion. But that clearly wasn't good enough for McKinnon, who traded McKinnon, one of the top 3 players in the NBA, to the Knicks for John Gianelli, a guy who averaged 8 points
I'll
per
take you,
game.
Jamario.
Other than receiving cash, there were no future picks involved, and McKinnon should have been fired on the spot. But following the dismissal of coach Tace Locke after only 46 games, McKinnon took the head coaching job, taking over the Buffalo bench. He was succeeded by Norm Sanju as the general manager, who quickly fired McKinnon after 7 games and hired a new head coach. But Sanju wasn't doing a better job as a GM,
Man, it's
because
so
the Braves
hard, bro.
also had Adrian Dantley on the roster.
Like, this shit is just for grown men. It's for grown men.
McKinnon drafted Dantley 6th overall in the
Like, man, I'm
1976
just seeing all these fucking.
which also featured Robert Parrish.
At least we got a lot of 4-stars this year,
Dantley was
though.
the player in his class, averaging 20 points per game for Buffalo.
We haven't had a 4-star or a 3-star on this team, so.
After 1 season,
Right now, man, we got a lot of 3-star. I mean, we got a lot of 4-stars coming in. We got 2 5-stars coming
At
in.
least it wouldn't have been if the
I think we're
Braves
gonna be
had
straight,
also
man.
traded Knight after only 1 season, along with Tiny Archibald, another future Hall of Famer, for a bunch of nobodies. And to be fair, Archibald tore his Achilles and never played a game for the Braves. But to acquire him, the Braves
I'm just
gave
glad
up
that the
2
5-stars
picks that
fell
would
through with
become
us this
Michael
year,
Ray
man.
Richardson and Cliff Robinson, who both
I know,
became stars
man, I
in the following
know.
decade. If they kept the
I'm
3
just hoping
future
that
Hall of
niggas
Famers,
basically
Malone,
come.
McAdoo, and Dantley, along with a Hall of Fame coach, Jack Ramsey,
But
the
hey,
Braves
2
could have
5-stars,
dominated the
we
league
about to
for the
make it
next
work with
15
that.
years. But like 2 drunk
We
millionaires,
about to get better.
McKinnon and Sanju squandered everything
In the off season, all my boys going to track, get
in
faster.
1978, after relocating to San Diego and becoming the Clippers, the franchise that once resided in Buffalo was quickly on the move again. Donald Sterling bought the franchise for $12.5 million in '81, and after he promised San Diego that he would pour money into the team to keep them there, he didn't either. In 1984, the Clippers relocated to Los Angeles.
Oh, Jamario
2 years
signed,
later,
that's
Sterling
good.
hired Elgin Baylor as the new general manager. And from the outset, Baylor had a unique arrangement with Sterling.
How many people
Every
did
owner
we
in
get?
sports
18
demands
people.
winning as a mandate from their GM. But Baylor's main task was
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, Richie. We got the Netflix deal, so a lot of people want to come. A lot of people want to
No
come.
matter how bad things
But you know,
got. And apart from being cheap, Sterling was known for being
we basically gotta rock off. But yeah, Lester Cummins, 5-star Lester.
Working environment, no free agent ever wanted to sign with the Clippers.
And we got Rashard Ryder. Them two boys, 5 stars.
Virtually tied in free agents. Baylor had the complete freedom to draft whoever he wanted, since the NBA newcomers were bound by rookie
I don't know. I'm gonna see what their development trade is next year.
Last 6 months, and even though he had a plethora of opportunities to draft
Let's see.
Baylor
Let's see if we pop shit. We pop shit in fact too. We pop the most shit.
Baylor selected a very average Reggie
Bitch. I told y'all niggas. How the fuck did y'all get a 5-star?
The Clippers had the first pick, thanks to a disastrous 12-70 record in Elgin's first season.
Yeah, you see I can see right now. That's crazy. I'm about to look.
Was also injury
boy,
and the Clippers trade.
I don't think I can because I need to scout these
The
things.
Clippers had the second overall, and could have Tim Hardaway, Price, or Sean.
Oh, they had started. He's a star developer and he impacted him.
Traded into Cleveland.
So we got some. That's some straight players.
The Clippers drafted horrible, but managed to squeeze into the playoffs twice, losing in the first round both times, until they inevitably sank to the bottom in 1990.
Yeah, we pop shit.
Which earned them the second overall pick.
I think the first time we number 1 in our shit.
Kevin Garnett or Jerry Stackhouse.
Man, I know. We gonna have to. We gonna have to use him. All right. Oh man, it's that time. It's that time of the year. Niggas gotta get their position changed. Clay Brooks. Oh, Clay Brooks, you gotta get started this year. No, I really, like, bro, real shit. I really want to start you. But it's like, man, if you're not, bro, if you don't go up just a little bit in deep accuracy, bro, I can't start you.
Well, so if we felt like if we drafted the 17-year-old kid in the city of Los Angeles,
because Jamario really asked for real. See, if he can go up, bro, if this nigga can shoot up to at least about a good 88 on some deep accuracy shit, bro, this nigga is gonna be hard. This nigga is actually hard. Like, bro, this nigga really got caps on everything. Like, bro, this nigga only got 3 caps, bro. Like, this nigga hard. That's why I say, like, bro, this nigga got, like, bro. He said he the go. He said that nigga the go for real. He said that nigga the go. I knew it was someone when I got that nigga though. Yeah, this nigga got a whole bunch of caps. That's why I was like, man, this nigga not, like, bro, I'm done. That's why I said, bro, I stopped fucking with Nick. I stopped fucking with Nick. That's why I've been fucking with this nigga. I mean, bro, I literally just got this nigga because, bro, I needed to get this. I needed to get this, bro. If I didn't get this nigga, oh, bro, we would have been stuck with this nigga right here for 3 years. Would have been over. We can't recruit no fucking 5-star quarterbacks. Now, I don't know why, but we just can't get no 5-star quarterbacks. But yeah, Nick Claybrooks, bro, you can down there play running back if you want, bro. Like, you ain't even gonna start at running back. I mean, you not. Milton, you are the starter. Remember that, Milton. You are the starter. Hopefully, you go up a little bit. And you will start development trait, so we gonna have to see. Like, bro, he'll start development trait, so we really gonna have to see. That nigga could be something on this team. Okay. Y'all too good. Y'all can play running back. Damn, the receivers is looking low this year, man. What happened to the receivers, man? The receivers looking low. God, we got something in mind. Might need you to play on the other side. Yeah, we gonna need you to play on the other side, my boy. Like, bro, what the fuck, man? My ass is bullshitting me, man. It's not like that. My people trying to watch. Get to the left guard. got 2 80s. And then guard and right guard. We're gonna have an 80 right there. He's gonna be at 80 when it get down to that point. We're gonna have an 80 right there, an 80 right there, an 80 right there. That's how you break down the team. That's how you break it down. You play guard. Play guard when you depth. Okay, we got depth in all 3 positions.
But Baylor and Jordan weren't the only great players turned bad GMs. MJ's main rival during his playing days didn't fare much better.
Damn, you still here?
To this day,
Oh, I thought you was gone.
the Knicks fans.
Good
Isaiah's
shit, boy. You about to run it up. I ain't gonna lie, you about to run it
well as the
up.
GM of the Raptors, drafting David
We really got some straight ass corners this year, bro.
However, Isaiah
We
also
got the 5-star
wanted
coming
ownership,
in.
and when he couldn't get it, he left the team.
Oh,
After
man.
Pacers became
5-star got a
the
91,
Pacers,
94.
when Larry Bird became the Pacers team president, Isaiah was fired. And in December of 2003, Thomas joined the Knicks as their new GM. And just like with the Raptors, Isaiah proved that he had a good eye for talent, drafting pretty well. Trevor Ariza was the biggest steal of the second round in the 2004 draft. Channing Frye, David Lee, and Wilson Chandler were all good first-round picks by Isaiah. Paul Ronaldo Falcon proved to be the only flop, especially since he was drafted ahead of Rajon Rondo. But overall, Isaiah didn't make major mistakes, especially since he never had a top-5 pick. What killed his reputation were unreasonable trades and even worse contracts. Just a few weeks after he got the job, Thomas went star hunting, trading for all-stars Stephon Marbury and Penny Hardaway in exchange for Antonio McDyess, 3 other players, and 2 first-round picks, one of whom would become Gordon Hayward. Penny was a shadow of his former self, while Marbury, despite his talent, behaved like a diva and was a bad defender. Marbury had good individual seasons, but they never translated into effective team play for the Knicks, who were swept in their only playoff appearance with Thomas. A few months after that playoff loss, Thomas was looking for firepower in the backcourt to pair with Marbury, acquiring Jamal Crawford in a sign-and-trade deal with the Bulls. And even though the package he sent to Chicago wasn't that great, and Isaiah certainly didn't lose that trade, the offensive line of Crawford wasn't a good fit next to Marbury, as Isaiah was desperately trying to emulate the backcourt pairing of himself and Joe Dumars. But to add insult to injury, Thomas then gave Jerome James a 5-year, $30 million contract, even though he averaged only 5 points and 3 rebounds over his career. And what happened next? James averaged 2.5 points in 90 career games for the Knicks. However, a contract that really haunted the Knicks and became a symbol of Isaiah's incompetence was the trade for Eddie Curry, signing him to a 6-year, $60 million deal. Even though Curry averaged 19 points per game in 2007, he was a defensive liability, couldn't rebound, and became arguably the most out-of-shape player in NBA history. In his final 2 seasons with the Knicks, he played in 10 combined games, for which he received $19 million, while the 2 draft picks that the Knicks traded for him turned out to be Marcus Aldridge and Joakim Noah. And instead of letting Penny Hardaway's huge salary expire, Thomas instead took on Steve Francis's bad contract. Another declining point guard who couldn't play a lick of defense. When Isaiah Thomas took over as the Knicks GM in 2003, the Knicks were 39-43, good enough for a playoff spot. By the end of the 2006 season, they had the league's highest salary, $126 million, more than twice the NBA's salary cap, and almost $30 million more than the second-place team, the Dallas Mavericks. But the Mavericks made the finals that year, while the Knicks had the league's second-worst record, 23-59. You'd think that Isaiah would be fired after that, but thanks to one of the worst owners in the NBA, James Dolan, Thomas was instead promoted, becoming the team's coach while keeping his GM duties. And Isaiah the coach couldn't overcome the bad decisions of Isaiah the GM, and the Knicks kept sucking. During his 4.5 years with the team, New York lost 62% of their games. And if we also count his tenure with the Raptors, Isaiah's overall record as an executive was 190 wins, 360 losses, 0 playoff wins, 1 very ugly lawsuit, and a franchise that wouldn't recover from his decisions years after he left. But there's also one other Hall of Fame player from the 80s who completely misjudged how hard it would be as an executive. Magic Johnson took over the Lakers as general manager in 2017, and the Lakers fans believed that with him, accountability, stability, and winning culture would also come.
The mere presence alone of Magic Johnson says the
Mario went
Laker
up
Nation
58. Let's
taking it
fucking
seriously.
go.
When Johnson first got the job, he
Mario,
inherited a roster
please.
with several promising young players, but
This
also
is
the
please.
number 2 pick in the 2017 NBA draft, which he used on Lonzo Ball, who was selected too high, partly because of the hype generated by his father.
It was a damn mistake. Let's just call it what it is.
Even though Lonzo developed into an excellent 3-and-D player, the 2017 draft had far more talented guys, including Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Lauren Markkinen, and Bam Adebayo. On the day of the draft, Magic also sent D'Angelo Russell to Brooklyn, along with the horrible contract of Timothy Mozgov.
Nobody can defend Magic or Palenko on those particular moves they made. They miscalculated.
And even though D'Lo became an all-star with the Nets, it was a smart move by Magic to clean the salary cap. The Lakers also drafted Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and signed KCP and Alex Caruso in what was actually a pretty solid batch of offseason moves.
Mario.
But Magic was always looking to add a
92
superstar, and
overall
wasn't very
sophomore
subtle
red
about
shirt,
recruiting
man. Who would have thought?
George during a 2017
We found
appearance
our
on
quarterback.
Jimmy
Well, I
Butler, during
did.
which he was
I
asked
did.
what he would do
I
if
felt
he
like
saw
it.
the player socially.
Jamario,
Because we know each other. You just can't say, hey,
take
I
us
want
to
you
that
to
bitch.
even though
Like, you that nigga,
wait,
Jamario.
you know what that means, right? That episode earned Johnson a
Playboy.
warning from the NBA, and the team was later fined $500,000 for tampering.
The message to not just Magic, but all the executives in the league is stop
Get
talking
your
about
shit.
players on other teams.
But then, in the 2018 offseason, Magic
Just
finally
in case.
caught the big fish, as LeBron James signed with the Lakers as a
Yeah.
free agent, even though Magic had very little to do with LeBron's decision, as James would have
freshman
probably
red
signed with LA
star,
even if Magic wasn't there.
All due
69.
respect to the Lakers, but LeBron was not a top free
Who the
agent.
fuck are you?
LeBron wanted to come to the Lakers, period.
But despite making reasonable decisions early on, after LeBron signed,
Just being
Magic
good.
started to make mistakes. After the 2018 season, he didn't re-sign Julius Randle, who signed a 2-year, $17 million deal with the Pelicans, a contract the Lakers could have easily matched. He also let Brook Lopez go, who would have been perfect with LeBron as a three-point shooting rim protector. And Brook was even cheaper, signing with the Bucks for $3.3 million. Instead, Magic surrounded LeBron with non-shooters, Rajon Rondo, Ray Stevenson, JaVale McGee, and Michael Beasley. When the 2019 season started, the Lakers struggled and missed the playoffs despite having the league's best player. To make things even worse, the Lakers offered Ivica Zubac to the Clippers at the trade deadline for 3 months of Mike Muscala, which was one of the worst trades in recent Lakers history, as Zubac became one of the most dependable centers in the NBA. It was reported that the Clippers staff laughed at Magic for giving them Zubac basically for free, while Magic doubled down on this trade, saying that Zubac only averaged 5 points per game, which painfully shows blatant ignorance about a player that should have been the Lakers' starting center for the next decade. There was also the constant speculation about the Anthony Davis trade, which made a giant fracture in the locker room, as the whole Lakers organization looked like a big mess. But not all of Magic's sins were related to roster building. Johnson often traveled and stayed away from the team, had limited office hours, did very little scouting, and had a poor understanding of the salary cap. It was reported that Magic often made decisions without consulting other teammates
Two nice
and treated
running
his
backs.
employees poorly,
Nice
even though
quarterback,
he
two nice
wasn't
running
committed to the time and didn't even have a desk in his office. There was Magic and there was Irvin. Magic
Yeah,
was
this
who
year
you
we
got
going
when the
hard
cameras
for
were on.
receivers.
Irvin was who we saw, one Lakers assistant said. Magic also repeatedly told the staff that any of them could be replaced at any time, and would refer to lower-level employees by nicknames, like calling a staffer Big Guy every time they passed each other in the hallway. Some people in the organization also said that Johnson wasn't interested in staffers' feedback, even regarding topics where they were the experts and he was not, as was the case with Tim DiFrancesco, who was the Lakers' strength and conditioning coach, who resigned after Magic wanted all players to be below a certain body fat percentage, even the centers, who naturally carry more fat. It seemed like Magic treated the GM job like a side hustle, believing things would fall into his lap because he was Magic Johnson. But in the modern NBA, bound by the salary cap, it's just not how things work. And Magic realized it too, resigning on April 9th, 2019. Doing so in a pretty cowardly fashion, giving up on the team, and not saying anything to anybody in the organization about his decision, essentially laughing in their face.
I'm not gonna be here.
A month after his resignation, Johnson appeared on ESPN's First Take and Nets said that the Lakers general manager, Rob Pelinka, was the real reason why he left.
No, it's Rob.
Johnson didn't hold back, saying that Pelinka placed false accusations that Magic wasn't working on or showing up at the office enough.
I start hearing, Magic, you're not working hard enough. Magic's not in the office.
And that he was tired of all the backstabbing within the organization.
Things being said behind my back, especially when I got to work beside you, knowing that you want my position.
Now, Pelinka said that Johnson's allegations weren't true and were surprising to hear.
These things are surprising to hear and disheartening. They're just simply not true.
But a report later came out that might have confirmed Magic's words. Bleacher Report senior writer Rick Butcher reported that the Lakers owner, Gene Buss, and Pelinka mistakenly included Magic in emails that were critical of Johnson and some of the decisions he was making. My understanding is that there were some emails that were exchanged between Rob and Genie about Magic and about what Magic was and wasn't doing. They were critical emails. And somehow Genie was CCing Magic on everything. That was sort of protocol, standard issue. So Magic was seeing emails from Rob to Genie that were critical of what he was doing. Johnson also said that he no longer had the power to make decisions as president, feeling that too many people were involved in the decision-making process, and that Genie kept changing her mind about Coach Luke Walton, whom Magic wanted to fire while Buss wanted Walton to stay. After Johnson stepped down, Pelinka became the new general manager, and the Lakers won the championship in the following season, largely due to a trade for Anthony Davis and surrounding LeBron with shooters. But not all bad general managers were former NBA legends. Take Billy King, for example, who was nothing more than a decent college player, but who still managed to screw up not one, but two NBA franchises. King started his career with the Philadelphia 76ers in 1998, inheriting a roster with superstar Allen Iverson. But even though the Sixers made their legendary run to the NBA Finals in 2001, King failed to find the next All-Star player to pair with AI. In the 1998 draft, King passed up Dirk Nowitzki and Paul Pierce in favor of Larry Hughes. In 2001, he drafted Sam Gallenberg ahead of Tony Parker and Gilbert Arenas. And in other seasons, he rarely even had a first-round pick due to trades for declining veterans like Chris Webber. One of King's worst moves came in 2006, when he dealt Iverson to Denver for just Andre Miller and two late first-round draft picks, which disgusted Sixers fans and eventually got him fired in 2007. But it didn't take long for King to get hired again, and in 2010, Billy became the new GM of the Nets, where he completely messed up. With a complete disregard for draft picks, King made a series of trades that yielded little in terms of results, but severely derailed the team for the future. In 2011, he sent Derek Favors, Devin Harris, and two first-round picks for Darren Williams, which wasn't a bad deal since Darren was an all-star point guard in the prime of his career. In the 2011 draft, King selected Juwan Johnson, whose career lasted for 36 games, while Jimmy Butler was still available. And at the trade deadline, he traded a first-round pick that turned into Damian Lillard for the declining and expensive Gerald Wallace. The Nets then gave up a first-rounder to the Hawks for Joe Johnson's hefty contract, which heavily burdened the salary cap. But the absolute massacre of a trade happened in 2013. King made a trade with the Celtics for Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry, who were a combined 110 years old and were on one-year deals. For the ancient package from Boston, the Nets paid a king's ransom, 5 players and 4 first-round picks, which later turned into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. After the Nets got dominated by LeBron in the 2014 playoffs, Pierce and KG left, and Brooklyn was stuck with a bad roster and no first-round picks, which crippled their franchise for years. And because of that, King was fired during the 2016 season. However, under King, the Nets at least made the playoffs. But what about a GM who had 4 losing seasons, lost 72% of all games, and drafted Johnny Flynn ahead of Steph Curry? It's David Kahn, the Timberwolves general manager from 2009 until 2013, who seemingly couldn't do anything. When he got hired in 2009, Kahn was blessed with 4 picks in the first round, a general manager's dream. With the 5th pick, he selected Ricky Rubio, followed by another point guard, Johnny Flynn, with the 6th pick, while Steph Curry got drafted 7th by the Warriors. Kahn then drafted yet another point guard at number 18, Ty Lawson, and immediately traded him to the Nuggets, where Lawson had a very productive career. He then traded for a historic bust and hothead Darko Milicic, and later signed him to a big $20 million extension, even though nobody in the league wanted anything to do with Darko. And Kahn could have gotten him for a minimum contract. He also traded Al Jefferson to the Utah Jazz for Costa Koufos, which was another colossal mistake, and then swapped Koufos for an overweight Eddie Curry, which made zero sense whatsoever. In the 2011 draft, which was one of the stacked classes of all time, Hahn selected Derek Williams, who averaged 9 points per game in his career, while he could have drafted Klay Thompson.
Made sure that the line was good enough this year. Made sure that even if niggas get injured, the lineman that's coming in, they can block.
Instead of Golden State. Thanks to
That's
David
the best
Hahn,
thing I can do right now.
drafted poorly, made horrible trades for bad players, and signed mediocre
Like,
players
at least
nobody
if
wanted.
niggas go down, then it's at least somebody that can come in and block. Let's see, is there anybody that got any development traits? Impact. Brooks, he looking.
Hot Pilates, the Rose, and my favorite post-workout. I always really look forward to after class because it's all about hanging out, catching up, and our go-to post-workout snack. Go to these after
Yeah, the player shirt, he got respectable. That's some respectable numbers for us.
Live your destiny has come to Banner. We knew it was fun for her.
Ulta Beauty, the best place to shop for
Farmers Technics by the owner, but a friendly AutoZoner runs a free fix by mistake. Further to a local shop.
Easter in America, a time to reflect on your life's purpose and the spirit of rebirth and renewal, knowing that through Christ, all things are possible. Rejoice in the Lord, that every day continue to do. Embrace the promise of tomorrow as you honor your calling and create abundant future by serving others and glorifying God. Happy Easter from Grand Canyon University.
However, missing out on great players in the draft can happen to everyone. But what about trading one of the best players in the NBA in the middle of their prime just because he likes to drink a beer after making the NBA Finals? Of course, we're talking about Nico Harrison, who will forever be remembered for trading prime Luka Doncic to the Lakers and failing to get more than one first-round pick for one of the biggest NBA superstars. But trading Luka wasn't the only mistake Nico made. There were several highly dubious decisions during his 4-year tenure in Dallas. The first major red flag came when he traded Kristaps Porzingis, who, despite his injury history, was a legitimate second option next to Luka, averaging 20 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks per game over 3 seasons with the Mavs.
I always want to hit a home run, but we definitely, we're better off today than we were yesterday.
Instead of maximizing his value, Harrison flipped him for Spencer Dinwiddie, who was inconsistent at best, and Duffy's Bertans, whose 5-year, $80 million contract was one of the worst in the league. And in his most unforgivable move after the Luka trade, Harrison allowed Jalen Brunson to walk to the New York Knicks without even making a serious offer to keep him. Brunson, who had just averaged 21.6 points and 3.7 assists in the 2022 playoffs, became a superstar for the Knicks, and the Mavericks could have signed him at a discount rate. After the 2021 season, Jalen was eligible for a 4-year extension of his rookie deal worth $55.5 million.
Early season, we said, hey, you can do this now if you want to do it. Otherwise, you don't want to talk about it during the season.
Which Brunson would have accepted because he wanted to stay in Dallas. But Nico Harrison wanted to think about it.
And they were like, well, if we want to see where we are 20, 25 games in, up to the trade deadline, anything about Spencer.
And the following summer, he again declined to offer Brunson a contract, deeming that he wasn't worth $100 million over 4 years. After which, Knicks swooped in and Brunson left for nothing. During the 2023 trade deadline, the Mavs replaced Brunson's production by trading for Kyrie Irving, a decision that proved a good short-term move, but given Kyrie's injury history, it also hurt the Mavs in the long run. He then let a key role player, Derrick Jones Jr., leave in free agency, and signed several washed-up players, including Klay Thompson, who was well past his prime. The Mavericks still made the 2024 NBA Finals thanks to Doncic, but then, on February 2nd, 2025, Nico Harrison shocked the world by trading Luka to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a single first-round pick.
They traded a top 3, top 4 player in the league who's 6 years younger than Anthony Davis.
Luka was only 25 at the time of the trade, and he was supposed to be a Maverick for life and get a statue next to Dirk Nowitzki.
Somebody in Nico's position should not have wanted to give up on a 25-year-old global iconic basketball superstar.
And to get just one for him, while players like Rudy Gobert got traded for 5 players and 5 first-round picks, and Mikal Bridges, who yielded 5 firsts, made things even worse.
I didn't know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level.
To trade a guy like Doncic was borderline insanity, and because it was done without a trade request in complete silence, without anyone knowing, not even the agents or the players themselves, makes it easily one of the dumbest trades in NBA history.
You can also be called stupid for doing it. And that's exactly what I'm calling the Dallas Mavs ownership. Stupid for doing what they did.
Nico wasn't done there. And just 2 days after the Luka trade, he traded Quentin Grimes to the Sixers for Caleb Martin, which was another mistake. Martin is barely playing for the Mavs. Grimes has carved out a nice role for himself coming off the bench in Philly. And even though they lucked out and got the #1 pick in the 2025 draft, which gave them the opportunity to draft Cooper Flag, the Mavs will almost certainly miss the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive season after making the NBA Finals. And the only guy to blame for that is Nico Harrison.
You have 20,000 people in this stadium chanting fire Nico. You really feel it.
Finally, to save face and clear the negative energy around the franchise, the Mavericks fired Nico after a poor start to the 2026 season. But nothing can bring Luka back. For that, Nico Harrison will forever be remembered as one of the worst general managers of all time.
Well, one, I think I've done a really good job here.
Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, we have another one for you right here.
Sometimes baby steps turn out to be giant leaps.
How do you know when a diaper's wet?
Listen for the squish. When life changes lead to tax changes, don't navigate it alone. Get expert guidance from the tax pros who know the way. Shrinking, now streaming on Apple TV.
When he won the 2020 championship with the Lakers, Dwight Howard was a role player, averaging 15 minutes per game.
It's the moment that, I've been dreaming about every day.
7 years earlier, Dwight left LA for Houston. Kobe called him soft.
What do y'all want me to say? Because I'm not going to give y'all nothing. That's stupid.
Everything between those 7 years was a disappointment, and each of the 4 franchises Howard played for were happy to see him leave. Once a dominant player, Dwight became a model, a locker room cancer, who was hated by coaches, teammates, and fans.
Just to hear that word cancer, it pisses me off, to be honest with you.
Dwight went from Superman to Clark Kent, and his reputation took an unsalvageable hit, with many fans wondering why he's even considered for the Hall of Fame.
He's a hell of a player, but for some reason people don't like him. Why do you think people don't like him?
These days, some fans are more familiar with his beefs and rumors about his love life than his NBA career. And that's really a shame, because when Dwight was in his prime, he was the best center in the NBA.
I see your name on the list. You can go, dude.
For almost a decade, Dwight ranks 10th all-time in rebounds, 13th in blocks, and is 14th among all centers in steals.
He just lost sight of who he was and what made him that 3-time defensive player of the year.
Even though he was never considered a great scorer like Shaq or Hakeem, Howard still ranks 57th in points scored, which is more than some of the all-time greats like Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson, and a 2-time scoring champion Tracy McGrady. But how is it possible to be so good and then become so hated in the span of several seasons?
He's got to stop pointing the finger in other directions. He's got to look in the mirror. He has no one but himself to blame.
This is the Dwight Howard story. How an undersized point guard went on to become one of the most dominant big men of all time, then ruined his hard-earned reputation and became one of the most disrespected players of all time.
I really can't believe how disrespected, I feel. And then I get punch to the face like that.
While players are lucky to make the NBA, Dwight Howard is lucky to be alive. Before he was born, his mother went through 7 miscarriages.
Dwight was our miracle baby.
Finally giving birth to Dwight on December 8, 1985. His mother, Cheryl, was a former basketball player at Morris Brown College, standing at 5'10", while his father, Dwight Sr., worked as an athletic director at Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy, standing at 6'7". But despite hitting the genetic lottery, it seemed like Dwight Jr. didn't inherit his parents' height. At the start of 8th grade, Howard was a scrawny point guard who stood just 5'10", and was overpowered by many of his peers. I was really skinny and went to a smaller Christian school. No one thought I'd ever make it out or do anything with my basketball career. However, over the next 2 years, Dwight had a freakish growth spurt, growing almost an entire foot. As a sophomore, Dwight reached 6'9", making the varsity squad at the high school his father still worked at, and was immediately switched to power forward. However, what Dwight didn't
all these
height,
scholarships
he
right
still
now
needed to make
because,
up
hey,
for in size.
and
Despite
today,
still possessing
I
the
know what
speed
we
and
about to
agility
do
of a
this
point
season.
guard after
We about
playing
to
that
go
position for
undefeated.
years, Howard was too
And even if we
skinny
don't
to
go
battle
undefeated, we're going
stronger
to the college
big men
playoffs.
opposed.
So
But then
if you
Dwight
want to
had
be a
the
part of this
opportunity
journey
to meet
next year,
Charles Barkley, who gave him advice
come on
that
through.
changed the course of Dwight's career. Barkley told the high school sophomore that he must bulk up because he would never play professional basketball with his small frame. The very next day, Howard went to the gym with his father for the first time. I remember in high school my dad taking me to the gym, and I couldn't bench press 1 point.
If you're going to be a basketball player, whatever endeavor, that you need to practice and do your very best.
However, with a strong work ethic, Dwight was quickly able to put on muscle. And when the size met athleticism, a monster was born. As a senior, Howard reached his adult height of 6'11", and absolutely dominated.
Everybody had written us off from day one, but we stuck with it.
Dwight led his team to a 31-2 record and the 2004 state title, while averaging 25 points, 18 rebounds, 8.1 blocks, and 3.5 assists per game. In one of the best McDonald's All-American games ever, which featured 7 future first-round picks, Dwight was the co-MVP with J.R. Smith, scoring 19 points and 8 rebounds in just 16 minutes on the court. And even though he was still fairly skinny for his height, weighing just 225 pounds, and was wanted by all major universities, Dwight decided to follow the footsteps of his basketball idol, Kevin Garnett, and join the NBA straight after high school. 12 years after they selected Shaq with the first overall pick, the Orlando Magic lucked out again, winning the draft lottery, after which Dwight Howard became just the 3rd high school player to get selected first overall.
With the first pick in the 2004 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Dwight Howard from Southwest Christian Academy. I thank God just for allowing me to sit right here, be the first person to select, this feels so good.
Howard joined a depleted Magic squad that had finished with only 21 victories the previous season, and had just traded their best player, Tracy McGrady, to Houston. However, with the return of the always injured Grant Hill, and solid contributions from Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley, and Dwight, the Magic improved by 15 wins, almost making the playoffs. And despite battling much stronger players in the post, and often getting pushed around by the likes of Shaq, Yao Ming, and Tim Duncan, Howard's athleticism and speed made up for the lack of size. Dwight averaged 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks per game, becoming the youngest player in NBA history to average a double-double in the regular season. He also became the youngest player ever to average at least 10 rebounds in a season, and the youngest ever to record at least 20 rebounds in a game. Still, there was a lot of room for improvement,
off at
and
the
Dwight
beginning
hit
of the
the gym
season,
hard in the
right?
offseason. He showed up to
Well,
training
this
camp
didn't even
20
happen
extra
with Detroit
pounds,
Mercy.
all of which were pure muscle, as he was now benching 365 pounds, just 4 years after he couldn't bench a single plate. Furthermore, he also worked hard on his defense and his post game, as it was Orlando's goal to play him at center full time, since he was too skinny to play center as a rookie. And that hard work paid off. In his sophomore season, Howard improved his numbers to 15.8 points and 12.5 rebounds per game, ranking 2nd in the NBA in rebounds and double-doubles, while finishing 6th in field goal percentage. On November 15, 2005, against the Charlotte Bobcats, Howard recorded 21 points and 20 rebounds, becoming the youngest player to record a 20-20 game. But despite Howard's improvement, injuries to Grant Hill and starting point guard Jameer Nelson hurt Orlando's playoff hopes, as they once again finished with 36 wins and failed to make the playoffs. However, that would change in Howard's 3rd season. With even more muscle and more experience, Dwight became a dominant presence under the basket, averaging 17.3 points, 12.3 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game. With over 60% shooting from the field, Howard ranked second in the NBA in efficiency. And on February 9th against the Spurs, he made a game-winning alley-oop off an inbound pass at the buzzer. Dwight made the All-Star and All-NBA third team, pushing the Magic to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. However, the more experienced Pistons made quick work of Orlando, sweeping the Magic, despite Howard averaging 15 points and 15 rebounds per game in the series. When the season was over, Coach Brian Hill was replaced by Stan Van Gundy, a coach who would help Dwight become a superstar, but who would also clash with Howard on numerous occasions. In their first regular season together, Dwight again improved his numbers, averaging career highs across the board, with 20.7 points, a league-leading 14.2 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks per game. While shooting 60% from the field, Dwight had become the best center in the NBA. And despite his high-flying dunks in the regular season, Howard saved the best for the dunk contest.
We've never had a guy this tall who can jump like this.
But after the first dunk behind the backboard, Howard showcased his showmanship by putting on the Superman cape.
Superman is in the building.
Accompanied by the great sound bites from Kenny Smith, Dwight completed one of the most insane dunks in the history of the dunk contest.
Oh my gosh.
After such a dominant performance at the All-Star break, Dwight became one of the biggest superstars in the league, to the point where he had more endorsement deals than LeBron James. Over the next year, Dwight appeared in 7 nationally televised commercials, sold millions of shoes, and disproved the long-held notion that big men beyond Shaq can't move product. However, after the All-Star was over, Dwight was back at his day job, catching lobs and destroying rims league-wide. He helped the Magic win 52 games, the most since the Penny and Shaq era in 1996, and Orlando made the playoffs as the third seed. Playing against the Raptors, Dwight posted 3 games with over 20 points and 20 rebounds, averaging 22.6 points, 18.2 rebounds, and 3.8 blocks per game, while making 63% of his shots. Even though Magic had an extremely thin bench, it didn't matter, as Dwight was such a huge difference maker, helping Orlando to win their first playoff series in 11 years. However, in the next round, much deeper Pistons once again too strong, and Orlando lost the series in 5 games. For the next season, even though the Magic didn't acquire any notable additions, Coach Van Gundy decided to tweak the team's tactics by ditching the traditional power forward and surrounding Dwight with more shooters. The Magic's system was simple, especially from today's perspective, with all 5 players on the floor dribble, pass, and shoot. But back in 2009, it was revolutionary, since most teams played with a center and power forward who used to catch the ball in the post and play with their back to the basket. However, Van Gundy realized that Dwight has an enormous advantage on both sides of the floor, and that another big man that's standing in the paint was not just unnecessary, but also hurting the team's spacing. Instead, Dwight was the only Magic player operating the paint, surrounded by 4 shooters who spread the floor. This gave more room for Dwight to score, but it also freed up other Orlando players who could cut into open space and wait for a 3-point shot after Howard got doubled. So defenses had to pick their poison, and all of it lethal. If they double-teamed Howard, he could hurl the ball to a dangerous 3-point shooter. And if they crowded the Magic's 3-point shooters, Orlando typically enjoyed a mismatch on the interior. Defensively, the Magic didn't suffer, because Dwight was the best defensive player in the league, who could swallow up opposing guards when they dared to come through.
I damn near want to put you as a red shirt for real. But then again, like, bro, if these niggas get injured, I'm gonna need you.
People are worried. Like, yo, we not going into there to get subbed out.
On January 13, 2009, the Magic set an NBA record by making 23 three-pointers in a game against the Kings, with 9 players making at least 1 three-pointer in the 139-107 win. Since the league introduced the three-point line in 1979, only 1 team made more than 23s in a game, and it would take 10 years for somebody to break the Magic's record, showing that they were ahead of
no receivers over 6'1".
26 threes per game that season, which was second in the league, and would be dead last in 2025 when the league average was 37 attempted threes, while the Celtics attempted a whopping 48 three-pointers. So it wasn't like the Magic played completely modern, they just realized the power of Dwight, who was unstoppable on both ends of the floor. Howard averaged 20.6 points per game, which wasn't a lot, even by the slow-paced standards of that era, but only 20 players in the league averaged over 20 points per game, and Dwight ranked 18th in scoring. One could argue that Dwight's post moves were robotic and predictable, and those people would be correct, as Howard's footwork was miles away from Hakeem Olajuwon, or even Shaq. But the mere presence of Dwight made all the difference in the world for the Magic. Because he was the biggest lob threat in the NBA, opposing big men had to be glued to Dwight, which meant that other Magic players could drive to the paint virtually unbothered. Also, Dwight collected 4.3 offensive rebounds per game, which led the league, and that provided enormous value for Orlando in second chance points, even when they didn't score. And finally, Howard also led the NBA in free throw attempts, as it was hard to stop him without fouling, which then also benefited his teammates, because the Magic would often be in bonus and shoot additional free throws because of Dwight. Howard averaged just 12 field goals per game, and ranked 53rd in the NBA in total field goals attempted, and yet he was ranked 15th in total points scored, which is another testament to his efficiency. Dwight led the NBA in blocks with 2.9 rejections per game, and in rebounds with 14.2. He finished 4th in the MVP voting behind LeBron, Kobe, and D-Wade. But when it came to Defensive Player of the Year, there was no debate, as Dwight won 105 out of 120 first-place votes.
One of my goals that I wrote down was to win the Defensive Player of the Year and lead the league in blocks and rebounds.
The Magic won 59 games, which was somehow only good enough for third in the East, behind 62-win Celtics and 66-win Cavaliers.
Okay, let's rewind. The three hailstorm hit the second district run for sure. But thanks to a lot of
Looks like I have to just speak and go. That's crazy. Have fun out here, baby.
This is the show everyone is watching. Players walk
I think nobody really need no more numbers, except for the corner and both of the 5 stars.
Got safety protocols. Granger is the
5-star less.
Shop our vast inventory of safety products at Granger.com. Call
Straight to the motherfucking house.
Granger.
They can moved in campus, moved on campus, went straight to the house. My number 1.
So Ken goes to Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
Shout out to that boy.
Now, or stay later, book now or add later. Use the same. Thanks, voice of the sky. The one that travels.
Damn, Eric Batista.
It was great.
The other 5-star.
Orlando finished the 2008-2009 season with the third highest number of three-point makes in league history, trailing only the 2006 Suns and the 2009 New York Knicks. But the talking heads always said that three-point shooting teams can't win in the playoffs, since teams like Nash's Suns never advanced to the finals. However, Magic had Dwight inside. That was the difference. In the first round against the Sixers, Howard averaged 26 points, 16 rebounds, and 3 blocks, while shooting 68% from the field. And Orlando won the series in 6 games. In the second round, they played the defending champs Boston Celtics, who were without the injured Kevin Garnett, but were still dangerous and deeper than the Magic. The 3 superstars, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rajon Rondo. The Celtics took a 3-2 lead in the series, and it looked like they would advance. Then, Dwight posted 23 points and 22 rebounds to win Game 6. And in Game 7, he added 12, 16, and 5 blocks in a blowout victory for the Magic.
They're a hell of a basketball team, and they played probably their best game, so give them credit.
But in the conference finals, the world viewed Orlando as the underdogs against the best team of the regular season and the best player on the planet, the MVP, LeBron James. And despite 49 points from LeBron in Game 1, the Magic stole the game after Rashard Lewis made a game-winning free with 15 seconds to go. In Game 2, LeBron countered with a game-winner of his own, but despite James's brilliance, the Magic always had somebody else to step up next to Howard, as Orlando took a 3-2 lead.
Everybody has proven they can win that playoff game for us. Everybody.
But then, in Game 6, just when everybody expected a Cavaliers comeback, Dwight played the best game of his career. D12 made 14 out of 21 shots from the field, and 12 for 16 from the free throw line, en route to 40 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists. with a 103-90 victory. For the series, Howard averaged 26 points and 13 rebounds, while shooting 65% from the field and 70% from the free throw line.
We're not done yet. We came out, we did what we were supposed to do, but we still got work to do. I hope everybody start believing in us, because we're going to keep working.
Magic had made the second NBA Finals in franchise history, playing against Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers won 65 games in the regular season, and they dominantly won Game 1. In Game 2, the Magic pushed them all the way as the game went to overtime. However, the Lakers' experience and depth prevailed, and they took a 2-0 lead. In Game 3, Orlando showed their team, winning at home with a balanced offense as 5 players scored 18 points or more. Yet, it was all they did. Despite Dwight's dominance under the basket, the Lakers had Gasol, Bynum, and Owens to throw out.
The long summer is finally over, and we're about to start the season.
And the finals record of 9 blocks in a game, but the Magic lost another game in overtime. With more
He'll start the return inside the spot. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Central Michigan's offense will be first on the attack. And the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors, and you've got to limit the penalties, because those will kill you.
And you got to come out under.
Oh, he's got some space. Got the first down. Looking for more. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They moved the chains. They marked it at the 29.
New additions of Vince
And with this place rocking, the crowd forces a false start.
Options for Vega. And hour 2, the smart but it's not.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. This crowd full throats, waiting to eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Guys, let's chat about Central Michigan. They had some players jump into the transfer portal, but they were able to hang on to some of their key pieces. Do you think really that's more the culture coming through or promises from the staff?
I think that's exactly how I would do it, because I can fill some of my holes and my gaps, especially for sprint ball and for all those other steps to build depth while I develop some of the younger guys. So you just kind of take a medium range of pool guys, Jesse.
Yeah, and David, I think the coaching staff knew they were going to lose some guys. Some guys didn't play enough last year, and they expected them to bounce, but they were able to hold on to some key people. A lot of other programs won. So give this coaching staff credit, re-recruiting their own guys, and let's see if that pays dividends to them.
But in the conference finals,
Looking for space. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. And guys, defenses have been trying to figure out for years how to keep this guy from getting open, and they just can't seem to solve the riddle.
No, this guy has experience. He's been in the big moments, and it's so nice to have a guy that's been in your system, in your scheme. He knows the in and outs. You can move him all over the field. You can't place a premium high enough on a guy that knows the system inside.
You're right. I tell you, it was a great day for this offense when he decided to come back from senior. There were a lot of people that thought he might declare for the NFL. They weren't sure if they were going to lose him to the portal or not. He decided to come back. He believes this offense can do something special. And if they're going to do that, he's obviously going to have to have a big year.
We're talking about creating big plays in the running game like this. This makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, it's just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big game for the offense.
The play action fake. I wonder how much fun this is for him. The head coach trying to take down the old alma mater across the way.
Yeah, I think these are always mixed emotions, and how you feel about this, playing your old squad, like it's something about it, I'm sure, that's nostalgic, and all the memories probably come flooding back. But there's also a competitive element, Palmer, that you want to beat this squad. Like, this is the next team in your way for you accomplishing your goals and dreams.
Yeah, he's probably experiencing the emotional spectrum coming into this game, but make no mistake about it, he has to separate himself. That is one the quarterback is going to want to have back. It's touchdowns or it's checkdowns once you get down to the red zone. You can't get too aggressive and greedy trying to fit the football into small windows, and as you're trying to take it back.
Oh, so this nigga like this now. Okay.
He's all the way across the 30. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41 in the running game, getting it done. And the Chippewas, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They weren't going to let him loose again after that big play. This time they knock him down behind the line. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12.
And while his stats were trending up, his team's performance was trending down. With his contract expired,
Makes the grab on the left. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Here comes this whole crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down.
Saying that he wants to stay in on it.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of
White
game.
was all smiles in front of the camera. Behind the scenes, he was going through hell. He just had his 5th kid, 5th Vicar blood. He also
Offense took a
found
little
out
bit
that his
too
friends
much
and
time at
staff
the
were
line
stealing
there.
money.
Trying to move the sticks
top
on
of
3rd
dealing with
down.
the everyday crime. Yeah, to cope with everything, White was consumed.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. He won't get there.
Which nearly destroyed his nervous system.
The Chippewas will line up to put it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away.
Skittles, Starburst, Twix, Snickers, every candy you could think. It was like a gas
Hooks it
station.
all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down.
Yet, the disconnect between Howard and Van Gundy was becoming impossible to ignore. Towards the end of the regular season, with Orlando playing mediocre and sitting in the 6th spot in the
Trying to
East,
make
Van
magic on
Gundy
the scramble.
openly admitted that
He'll go
Howard
out of bounds at the 38-yard line as his offense patiently tries to work the ball out of its own end.
And how do you know it?
Now on 2nd down, the run from the shotgun. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
To make a bad situation worse,
You guys have both
moments
waited
after
rivalry
the coach
games.
said
What
that,
did you do
Howard
to
showed
give
up at the
yourself
press
what you did
conference.
during that week of preparation, Dave?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong, the emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight and they start talking about things, Jesse. So you don't just treat it as another game.
Now, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he
Player
got
out
it.
of the lineup,
It
Orlando
has
lost
been
in
all
5 games
defense
to the
all
Pacers
the
in the
time
first
in
round.
the early
After
going
which,
as we
Van
wrap up the
Gundy
first
got
quarter,
fired.
and the
But
stats
the
certainly
love was long
reflect
lost
that.
between the Magic and their best player.
Quarterback
And
adjusting
Howard
the pattern.
once again demanded a trade. And finally,
On
on
3rd
August
down,
10,
he'll try to
2012,
pick it up
Howard
through
was
the air.
traded from Orlando to the
Complete
Los
to the
Angeles
right.
Lakers in a trade that
They'll
also
move the chains.
involved the
Good
Philadelphia
execution on
76ers
3rd down.
and
They've
Denver
got it.
That's the crazy part about it. Y'all seen y'all better go to the league.
Last completion move with the sticks
That
on
boy
the
Pope's in the
field.
league right now.
I'm just looking
Looking
forward to the
downfield
challenge,
on 1st
being
down.
great here in
He
LA,
lofted
and I'm
it
looking forward
high
to
and deep down
The
the right
Lakers
side.
also signed a
So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this
I'm
offense.
getting want to go to the league. That's the funny part about it. That nigga
Play second
solid.
table now. They got to serve the feet.
Rest of the draft time.
They'll try to run it in. And
Before we
this
get to the
is
draft
a
time, now they got
one-man
that.
wins battle right on the
First draft
doorstep
pickup.
of the goal line, and the defense comes up with the
You
stop.
can get it, you can lose.
And the D denied them on 2nd and goal.
20% of his athleticism, which was still enough to be one of the best centers in the league. But he wasn't
Strike
super
three.
So
And he's in the end zone for a touchdown.
spectacular blocks and
Setting up for the extra point after the
Nash
first score of
also
the game.
struggled with injuries, and the Lakers
And with the extra point, they
Being
get the
finished,
first 7 of the
projected
game.
7 for a nice
They
season.
took it
Barely
71
cracking
yards down the field.
Throughout the season,
They're
Nash
ready to
and
kick
Bryant
it away, and
pissed
this
it
crowd is
who were
buzzing after that
seeking
last
flaws
score.
and not completely motivated on the level they were
On
expecting.
the run
Howard
from
was used to
inside
being
his
the
own
big.
5.
He was used to
And the
everybody
returner
laughing at his
runs out of
jokes,
real estate
being
as he
the
goes
center of
down.
attention. That stuff wasn't
Central
applied
Michigan
to
takes
Kobe.
over, and
He
we'll
was
get another
super
look at this
on
offense.
and off the court.
They're trying to put something, anything
White
together
looked
to
like
get
a
that
bad
goose egg off the
culture.
scoreboard
And
down
on the court,
7-0.
he was again demanding
Tight end
more
finds a
post
soft
touches.
spot.
While it was
Makes
clear
a
that
man
the
miss.
league was changing and that he should
And he
focus
was
on
able
cutting
to get
screens
away
and
from
rolling
one
to the
tackle,
basket
but
and
plenty
roll,
of help was
especially
on the
with
way.
Nash as
Easy
a
pickup on that
At one
play.
point, White even brought
And the
the
Chippewas
snatch
have
to
their
the line
whole
to show
playbook
Nash
open
and
here on
Bryant that
2nd
he
and
only took a
inches.
few shots, which further
Out of the
infuriated
crowd,
the
and
two
now he's
men.
got room.
Because of all that, White lost his confidence, which is the worst thing that can happen to an
And
athlete. I lost
finally,
confidence in who I am as a
Allen's
player.
after
I
an
hear people say,
explosive
you should
run
play
by this
more like
ball
Shaq.
carrier.
So I tried to
And that's what makes this offense so dynamic. It's his running ability. And I love them going option. He's hoping the defense is going to give him a look that forces him to keep the football. And how about his ability in the open field, generating a massive explosive play on that option run.
He steps out of bounds on the 15-yard line. Big pickup on the ground, and they're rolling.
For the majority of the season. However, the Lakers were a mess for the whole season, and they probably wouldn't even make the playoffs if it wasn't for Kobe, who went berserk towards the end of the year and started playing crazy minutes just to keep their playoff teams alive. And a team that had Price.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up first down scoring.
Kobe was driving against Harrison Barnes at Golden State when he heard a pop and fell to the floor. His Achilles was gone.
They'll keep it on the ground. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. The Chippewas will try to put one over
They
the
eventually made
first
the
and
playoffs
goal.
as the 7th seed. Without Kobe, they were doomed. The Spurs
They'll
made
try to get it in with the run.
easily sweeping the Lakers
This
in the first
freshman
round.
makes
Even
the
though
stop
Dwight
after
played
a
a
short
solid
game.
series, averaging 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game.
You know, this was a tough season for everybody. It really like a nightmare.
Second
Every
and goal
game,
for the
you know,
offense.
felt like a struggle
Down to 2 minutes to
for
play.
us.
We'll
The
take
season
the
was over.
timeout. They'll
Dwight
take it
became
over.
a
A
free
chance
agent.
to
And even though the
tie
Lakers
and take
wanted
the
him to
lead
come back,
before the break.
Dwight had other
Can the
ideas. He
defense
joined the
stop him
Rockets,
again on
and their new
second and
superstar,
goal?
James Harden. And at first, things were looking great.
ahead.
Dwight recovered
And he
some of the
takes
lost
it in for the
athleticism,
score.
and even though he wasn't the Orlando Dwight, he still averaged 18.3 points, 12.12 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks per game, while shooting 59% from the field. Howard made the All-Star team for the 80th consecutive year, as well as his 8th straight All-NBA selection. The Rockets won 54 games in the regular season, and in the first round, they played against the up-and-coming Blazers, led by LaMarcus Aldridge and Damian Lillard.
Looking
And
for an
despite
alley
James
from
Harden's
inside his
scoring
own 10.
it was
Nice
quite
job
he was the best
executing
Rockets
all
player
the
in the series.
assignments as
The
they
big
put a
man
stop to
averaged
that
26
return at the
points,
22.
13.7 rebounds,
So,
2.8
guys, we'll
blocks
see
per
this
game,
offense
playing
again.
excellent defense
Plenty of
and
time
scoring
left in the
efficiently
half
on
here as
offense.
they take
But
over,
the
but they
Lakers were a
will
better
want to
team.
be
And
efficient
Lillard
here in the
proved it,
final 2
sinking
minutes.
the Rockets at the
Last
buzzer,
time they had
winning
it
the
just an
series in
area
4.
was soft
In the following
precision
season, Dwight
execution,
struggled with a
moved
knee injury,
right
which
down the
limited
field
him
and
to
put
just
it in the end
41
zone.
games after he missed only 36
The hurry
games
up
in
now,
the
second
previous
down, clock
season.
ticking.
However, he got healthy for the playoffs, where his efficient scoring and rebounding dominance was once again in full display.
Back to pass.
Making a play some better.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 28. They'll go to the air.
Y'all just not even gonna block at all. Like, bro, it just don't make sense,
They'll make some
bro.
adjustments.
And how about these defensive ends nowadays? No matter what scheme they're in, they're so strong, but so quick. So
I
they can
worked
beat you with
the
speed,
whole
or
offseason
they can
on
do
these
it
niggas
through you.
blocking.
Either way, it's a tough spot for that
I worked
offensive
all
tackle.
these niggas blocking the
Solid
whole
defensive
offseason,
end come
and
off the
then
end and
these
make this
niggas literally just keep on basically getting in.
On the option. Now the pitch. Runs through the tackle. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
As he averaged 17 points and 14 rebounds across the first two playoff seasons. But
Throws to
in
the
tougher
tight
spots,
end.
the Rockets were
in the middle,
doomed
it's
against the
Edwards.
first space of the Golden
What a
State
play
Warriors.
there.
It looked like
Runs up
they
the big one all the way to the
Steph Curry and
16-yard
company
line.
won the series in 5 and made the finals.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. And
During the
how
whole
about that
2016
play
season,
by that
superstars
giant,
didn't
that
see
mountain of a man on the defensive front.
Jimmy
Good
is
stuff
not the
on
kind of
first
guy
down.
who's
It's
going to
2nd and
say, "Yo,
10.
man, you got a problem?" And I'm not either.
On the
Now
move.
listen, when I don't like what's going on, I
Able
tend
to
to
get
shut
just
down.
a few
My
before
headphones on,
sliding
make
to
the
avoid
word.
the hit.
Don't talk about it.
Quick timeout
That happened
on
to me
the
in
offense
It
after
happened
the
to me
play.
in Houston.
The terrain gets rough. It's deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can't pick up the first without
The
scoring.
lowest number since his rookie season. And he was becoming
Didn't have much of a choice. Just had to throw that one away and be 4th down.
So
Here
after the
comes the
Warriors
field goal
broke them
unit as
once
they'll try to
again,
take
it
the
was obvious
3.
that Dwight should
This
be
whole
searching
way is going to see if
And
this
after the
kicker
season
can
was over,
operate in
he
the
made an
sea of
appearance like
noise.
inside the NBA.
No
Mark
good.
Smith openly
Remember
asked
that
him,
failed
"Why
field goal
people
with
don't
them
like
fellas?
him?"
I think people felt as though I'm just this bad guy all about myself on the dude that I'm stuck on. And like how his name is basketball player. So I think it really hurts me because, my heart and my attitude towards the game has always been the same.
White sounded reasonable and ready to change. His hometown Atlanta Hawks decided to believe, signing him to a 3-year, $7 million contract.
My friends asked I'm home. I don't fuck them. So, thank you.
However, that return home was quickly regretted by the Hawks because they didn't get an experienced 31-year-old locker room leader who was only concerned about championships. God,
Let's go, man.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin? All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. UCF has the lead right now, but this night's crowd is restless. They just haven't been able to separate themselves yet here inside the bounce house. They're up by 4 over Florida Atlantic. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen. Boy, how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
And other than rebounding, he had no other valuable asset to bring to the team. Off the court, he was even worse. As White was offering the locker room speeches, getting hyped about preparing for teammates and giving 110% effort.
Show my teammates every single night, every practice, everything we do, I'm going to give them 110%.
Only to come out and play flat.
And that's not the way they drew it up, is it?
So
now it's second and
he's got to stop pointing the finger in other directions. He's got to look in the mirror. He has no one but himself to blame. He's got to look in the mirror right now. The Hawks players, tired of his end. They couldn't.
Well, obviously, a really nice play by the defense there, stopping the option, but I think that's on the quarterback. It looked like his pitch option was wide open. That ball should have gone to the running back out on the perimeter. It looked like
for 2017, White got traded sharp.
Bro, they making everybody unintentional, bro. They making niggas unsackable.
Who was the most dominant figure in 5 years ago.
But I think this is a wake-up call for him.
As the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
More than one Hawks player reportedly cheered for Howard country. And Dennis Schroeder said Howard made hard but the Hornets still had Pine, Campbell Walker, Nicholas Batum, and several intriguing young prospects. White was supposed to become a veteran presence that would push the team into the playoffs. But, just like with the Hawks, White didn't quarterback the team only about himself.
This has been a bit of a story in this game so far, is this quarterback's running ability, and whether or not the defense can stop them, they got the play there. They were able to get a sack, rally to him, and get one of the faster quarterbacks you'll see in college football down on the ground. This guy already has over 40 rushing yards in this game, so he has had some success, but I think a big key now moving forward is how does this defense stop him?
As the Hornets won,
he's got it, showing off that big leg from 37 yards out. After
putting
up the field goal,
White
they're
was
set
still
to kick it
making
away.
jokes. He was still laughing on the court, and people got tired.
From
When he was a
inside his
superstar,
own 10,
winning
let's
games
see
for the
what he
Magic,
gets.
it was great to see him
Really
smile and
disciplined
play
job
basketball
by
with
the
joy,
coverage
while
unit to get
simultaneously
down there and make
destroying
the stop
rims
at
and
the
putting people
19.
into the basket. However,
Okay, so here
losing
comes
and
the
playing
offense
badly,
returning to
seeing
the
him
field.
still laugh and act nonchalantly
football with
was
the run.
off-putting. The Hornets only survived 1 year.
on first down, it'll bring up second and short.
Who waved in before he
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the
He
chains.
delivered one of his trademark corny jokes.
Gonna win and learn how to fly with some Hawks. Got stung by the Hornets. Through all of that, it's taught me how to be a wizard.
This time, Howard only lasted for 9 games. Before Washington realized it was horrible, trading him to Memphis didn't want anything to do with him, only using his contract to shed salary. And for the second time in a few months, Howard was waiting. But this time, nobody was called, as none of the
get
30
dynamic
NBA
running.
teams
When
wanted
you
to
do
sign
this
him
and you
as
show
veteran
me the
minimum.
threat of
Despite
throwing this
Howard
wide
still
receiver
being
screen, it
fairly
makes me
athletic
play
and
defense
physically fit
differently.
to
It
play.
makes me have
Howard
more
was
guys
only
out
33
wide,
years old,
which
and his
opens the
body
box
could still
inside.
play at a
So
high
I
level.
think it's
But the
really
problem
smart for
was
coordinators
his
and
head and
offenses
maturity
to
that
continually
drove
throw these
every
screens
franchise
to
away.
playmakers.
Dwight wouldn't suit up
It's
for
complete to
anybody
the
for the
right.
rest of the 2019
And he's
season,
brought
and with his
down
career
after
in
a
jeopardy,
nice gain.
Howard got desperate. The first
Here
thing
they
he
come,
did to get
first
back
and
to
10
the
from the
game was to
48.
hire Ed Downs,
He
who
wants
was
to
Chris
change this
Bosh's
route.
personal trainer. The first time
Off the
Downs
play
dug
fake
his
on
hands
first
into
down,
Howard's
wants to
hip,
throw.
265-pounder
That's reeled in,
nearly
it's
leaped
Mason.
off the massage
And a
table.
good job
Just
of
so
coverage
tight
by that
and
defense, just a
so
short
stiff.
pickup.
Anyone who watched Howard
Oh,
over the
they
past
dial
5 years
up on
has
second
seen
and
what
a
Downs
long way to
spent.
go.
So instead of
Wants to
100-pound
go up
dumbbell
top.
presses, there was man
And he gets home. They knock him down back at
flexibility
the
and balance
45.
strength. As a result, Howard
Hey, this
slimmed
offense,
down
man, they talk about it coming
significantly
out
in
of
the
half. They
offseason.
wanted to
Now
get their guy
finally
into a
realizing
rhythm.
that the league
To
had
do
changed
that, man, you
forever,
got to
and that
protect him.
he
You
wasn't
got to
going
keep him
to get
upright.
post
He's been
touches.
hit a
Dwight
lot. He hasn't
finally
made that
accepted
many
the
plays
role
throughout
of
this football game.
pass
They got to do a
rush
better
that
job of
on
protecting
every
that guy.
defense. He
They
publicly
make
said
the
that
tackle now before he
to
gets the
yeah,
first
whatever I
down.
need
Now
to do
let's
for
see if
this
they
team.
rush to the line or
the
let the
Lakers
time run
believed him
out here in
and
the
signed
third.
him to an unguaranteed contract, ready to drop him at a moment's notice. But Howard stayed true to his promise. There were no more big locker room speeches followed by low effort on the court. There were no attempts to be a stand-up comedian at press conferences, nor was he asked to be a superstar. Dwight was happy to be
down after a good
and he was
run.
even
They'll mark it
happier
at
to
the
be on the
15.
winning team. The Lakers played the
Got a
best
lead
basketball
here in
in
the
the
fourth
NBA
quarter, and there's
behind the
certainly
great
still
play of
plenty of
LeBron
football to
and
go.
Anthony
But this is where
Davis, and
you'd
the
love
strong
to
perimeter
control the
defense of
flow of
Alex
the game,
Caruso,
right? You want to
KCP,
dictate
and
everything to the
This
defense,
season that will
and you
forever
do
be
that
remembered
by
as the
running the
bubble
football. That was a
Dwight
really nice
Howard
run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on. That is a good sign for the
while
offense.
converting 73% of his shots.
Looking to
In the
throw on
playoffs, his
first
role
down.
was slightly diminished. He didn't
He's
play
going
as
to
he
still
did,
on his
but
feet.
he was
They've
instrumental
got
in
it down
guarding
to
the
the
Jokic of the
3-yard line.
second.
Really
Playing
well done on
arguably
that
the
throwing
best
pass.
defense anybody played on Jokic in those
Operating in the red
playoffs.
zone
And
here
even
on
though
second
he was
down.
only the 9th Lakers player in total minutes played in the finals, scoring a total of 17
Takes this
points,
handoff and headed to
17
the right.
rebounds across it.
And he
Lakers won the title. Dwight was the
touchdown.
A moment that, I've been dreaming about every day, since I came back to this game, holding up the trophy. It really still has to be good.
It was somewhat strange to see him win this type of role. But Dwight's story is ultimately the happiest, considering that he was out of the NBA and could barely find a team that would sign him. Howard winning a title with the Lakers was really a blessing. And when you sum up Dwight's career, it was like a quick meal in a fancy restaurant.
This defense will be called on to protect
Just
this
focused on the
lead.
second part, he was a classic example of a spoiled superstar who refused to realize he was past his prime and still acted like a big
And
guy.
he takes this
However,
from inside
the
the
first part
5.
was so good that Dwight
He's not
could
going to
have been a
make
Hall
it
of
to the
Fame.
20
Even
as
if he
he's out
retired
of bounds
in
at the
2012, Howard
17.
made 8 All-NBA
Central
teams,
Michigan has
5
it
of
back.
which
Let's
were
see what the
selections for the
Chippewas can
first
do on
All-NBA
offense.
team. Only
They're going to have
33
to be
other
more
players
aggressive
have
in
more
this
than
drive.
80
You can't
All-NBA
expect to
selections.
win this
And
with
only
David kicking
21
field goals.
players have
No,
made
especially when
All-NBA
you're
first
trailing.
team
You got to
more
have a
than
little
20
more
times.
urgency and maybe a little more
Howard
aggressiveness,
became
Jesse. And field
the
goals
3
are
defensive
not
player of
going
the
to
year
get it done
and
down the
5
stretch.
Yeah, you're going to
All-Defensive
have to take some
selections.
shots, no
Howard
doubt.
was
Bottom
one of the
line,
best
when plays
defenders in
present
NBA
themselves,
history.
you
And
just
his
simply
time,
got to
Dwight
win.
averaged
And
3
there
blocks
was
per game.
nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Area was like a
And the
haunted house.
Chippewas
Opposing
now with
players
a
started to
long way to
avoid
go
it
to
when
pick
the
up the
light
first
control in
down.
the middle, resulting in an increased number
Wilson
of
to
less
pass.
effective mid-range shots. And even though he wasn't a
Pressure
perfect
coming.
post player, Prime Dwight from Orlando probably should have gotten the ball more, which would have seen his numbers increase to the level of Shaq, since Howard was more efficient and a better free throw shooter. Many people don't realize this, but Howard
From the gun,
might
wants
be
to
the
pass.
most efficient
Takes a shot as he lets it
Dwight
go.
currently sits
And
12th
he's got it
all-time in field
inside
goal
the
percentage.
25.
And among
He's
retired players,
finally
only
stopped, but not
Tyson
before
Chandler
he
shot
takes
the
it
ball
into
more efficient, albeit with much fewer points scored.
The Chippewas are
His
flying
rebounding
down the
created
field.
5, maybe 6 extra possessions per game, and in his magic years, it allowed Orlando
Running
to
back
shoot
searching
a
for a
lot of
hole.
threes while not having to worry about the opponent's
down,
basket,
but not before
because
he
all
bowled
they
his
had to
way
do was
inside the 10
rebound
to
in
the
his
8.
out. Ryan Dwight didn't
Going to
do
work
this
in the
system.
red zone. They
He
can't
was
pick
the
up the
system.
first
And
down
it's a
without
shame
getting
that we
it into
didn't
the end
see
zone.
this version in the modern era
They're
basket.
looking to throw
With
on
an
second and
unparalleled
short.
combination of
Makes the
lateral
grab.
quickness and jumping ability.
Gets it
Nobody
inside the
could
5,
outpower
down to the
Howard
4, and
without
it'll be
jumping.
first and
And
goal.
only the fastest point guard could outrun. Dwight would be perfect in the modern pace and spacing.
From the gun,
And would
looking for
surely
man.
be one of the best centers in the
Looking to get
NBA
it
today. Even though his
He's
career
down
didn't
at the
finish
40,
how it
and they
started, quite
almost had the
exceeded
touchdown pass on that
expectations. He's
one.
deservingly in the Hall of Fame. And
Lost to fire on second down. Here comes the heat.
Good universe. This is
Touchdown,
your
Chippewa.
one.
Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Where they want to throw it out.
One of the areas they really focused on this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the offense onto the field again. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
Back open in the middle. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Let's see what they've got on second down. They'll run play action. They get enough rush, and it pays off the sack at the 20. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. They bring the punter onto the field now. Second time today they've been forced to punt. Signals for the fair catch and looks it in at the 40. Central Michigan takes over, and we'll get another look at this offense. And what a drive that was the last time they had it, basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Finds a tight end. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Second down coming up. Goes to the option. The pitch. Got the first down and still on his feet. Doing some serious work on the ground. Out of bounds at the 35 after that big run. Ball is at the 35. It's first and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. Pulled down at the 29 after getting dropped.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there. Now you're in a good position. It's not second and long. It's not third and long. Now it's the whole playbook set up. The defense really has to have a run and pass for the next snap.
And the Chippewas with a second and short to keep this
Hey,
drive
be quiet.
trying play action. Grab near the mark.
Okay, you just get in the house,
The
okay?
completion gives them a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. The Chippewas with the first and 10. They'll run the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Wilson will throw. Looking to the big tight end. It's complete.
They give this nigga everything. Like, bro, it should be no reason why Central is this hard.
This upset
Like, bro, what is going on, bro?
seemingly, and they are in a world of hurt at this moment, guys.
Yeah, keep the pedal to the floor, right? Don't let up. You've done a great job.
Touchdown, Chips. And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
But this shit is crazy. Y'all just basically let these niggas score. Y'all let these niggas score. And like, bro, it's not even my team. That's my biggest thing about it. It's not even my team. It's literally like, bro.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Going right to work up top.
I went over right away.
Man, this is such a hard situation. That clock is your enemy, and you've got to push the ball down the field. But you know the defense is dropping back, so you can take the enemy stuff and go to your second and third read some, but we've got to stay aggressive.
No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Grab it, let's face it. And works it to the 40-yard line. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line.
Another game on today?
A deep throw as the clock winds down.
I tried to.
You have to make sure everybody is set. Can't give away any yardage.
And even though his team is trailing, this guy has stepped up time and time again for his offense. Already over 100.
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
First team lead ever lost to
offense clock stopped with 21 seconds left. Second down now after the sack. He hurls one deep down the left side. And he's got it inside the 10.
Well, it's a second catch on the drive, and it's obviously a massive play for this offense. He's starting to prove to his quarterback here that he's winning his one-on-ones, and he deserves some more looks.
With the run on first and goal. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Timeout is called and the clock is down to 8. They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal. Looking to fire. Knocked away incomplete in the end zone.
Like, why is these niggas defending like this?
Play by the defenders here into the end zone. He swats it away. When it gets this late, that's a play when we look back on this one that maybe helps win the game for this team.
Wants to fire it in the end zone on third and goal.
Let's go.
Damn. Touchdown.
Your hardest decision.
This offense is executing down the field, using all of
niggas being smart. No way we supposed to be literally winning the game 1 second on the clock. Supposed to be winning the game 1 second on the clock against Central. We usually blow out Central first game.
Inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. They bring him down a last gasp effort on that return comes up. And that's going to do it for this one.
Notice how much college football changes, realignment, all of that kind of stuff. Rivalries are consistent, and winning rivalry games, well, that's just the best.
Because they hate each other so much. So you take the field against your rival. You're able to put forth a performance like that. That is worth its weight in gold, David. Unbelievable effort here by the winning team.
Bragging rights for a while. It's a fun thing to be able to accomplish. Now we also got to take in the next couple games because this is always there's a letdown that naturally happens after these big rivalry wins.
Oh my God.
This honestly might be the exact thing I was thinking at. I could be wrong, but it looks very similar. The recruiting that looks travel all around the U.S. Something like this. It's very hard next time. So, honestly, kind of insane. You can do something. You need to create your own recruit too. You can make somebody 7'6", okay, with the hair color, lighter, lightest, darkest, darker. I think that would make sense. That's not really how I would put skin color, but you know what I'm saying?
That's not how I put skin color.
Let's put some brown skin or something. I have